Hello and welcome to the interview. The interview is a new format that should highlight aspects otherwise not covered in the world of Excel Esports. We always talk about the latest features, about technical specifications of functions, which are of course extremely important, but we never talk about humans. About the competition itself and about the split seconds decision that determine victory or defeat. In the interview, we talk about everything that isn't currently being discussed: training, strategies, the feelings during the competition, and above all, the athletes behind it all. And one athlete I have with me today, Benni from Austria, Benni Weber. He's a student in business informatics. He's doing Excel Esports since 3 seasons, so since 2023, both doing MEWC and MECC. He's the MECC champion from 2024, was also a semi-finalist in 2024 in the Microsoft Excel World Championships, and dropped out last, nearly missing the finals. In 2025, he became in fourth in the MECC. He's also the founder of the Excel Esports DACH Chapter, and most important, he's also the community boss of our WhatsApp community. And without further ado, hi, welcome, Benni.
Hey, Julian. Happy to be here in the interview. And one of the first guests
The first.
here in the show. The first, okay.
First.
I don't know at the moment of the recording. So, yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, we're starting off, Benni. What was the latest case you did?
The latest case I did was. Oh, let me look.
You don't know?
I did a case. Yeah, I can't remember the name. It was the You Can't Park There made from the UK chapter.
Oh, yeah.
The new free one from the UK chapter from Harry Watson. Yeah, that I did yesterday. So that was my last case.
I assume on the Play platform, so on the new platform, right?
No, because that's not on the platform yet.
Oh, okay.
Jade is on holiday, so it's of course not on the platform yet.
Yeah. But generally, you like doing practicing on the platform with other teammates and not doing like solo practicing on your Excel sheet, or what do you like in terms of training?
I do like both actually. So with teammates and solo, I think with teammates it's a bit different because, or if you do it like play with other people, it's I wouldn't say teammates, but with other people, because I really think if you play on the platform, you only do the case, and if it's a more difficult one and you don't finish it, you do not like revisit it, or you don't spend additional times figuring out the more difficult level or think about different approaches. Something when I do it on my own, I tend to do. So I tend to do a solve of the entire case also on the platform. So I think most of my games on the platform I do are solo player games, because I just decide now I want to play a game and I don't want to ask anyone or write in a WhatsApp group. So I just go on the platform, pick a case I either haven't done for quite a long time, or for the last few months, it was also cases I haven't done ever. But I think by now I'm mostly through with all of the cases on the platform, but maybe not, because I don't have a solid documentation on what cases I have done and what not. So yeah, just go on the platform, do the case, and also try to do it like most competition circumstances. So either do not look at the points at all, which is a mental challenge if you do it on a platform, or if you do it like in the case and answer file, just hide the answer column and times 0 for the points, so that you do not see how you score, because of course in most competitions you don't know that.
Yeah. So you actually train under like competition conditions with like 30 minutes time limit, imported lambdas, and nothing else.
Yeah, I tend to do. I mean, of course, it's difficult to really get the competition sense, especially from your mental state, because you have like you are under different amount of pressure and nervosity if you do a case in a competition versus if you do it just for training purposes. And often when I do a training case and I simply find the level annoying, I think to myself, oh, do I really have to do this? I know how it works, but it's simply annoying. So that's kind of the issue with that. Whereas if it's like a competition circumstance, I would never ever think about, oh, that's annoying, I hate to do it. I mean, I would think about it, but this wouldn't influence anything I do in a competition, I would say.
How much do you train? Do you train regularly, or say, okay, 10 cases per week or something like that? Or is there like...
It's really difficult to say because for like last year or up until last year, some were last year, like end of the Road to Las Vegas season, I didn't really practice regularly, I would say. It was more or less just to do competition cases, and then whenever I want to do just do a free case or do a practice case, or have a look at the last one or develop lambdas. But then kind of after the Road to Las Vegas season, and also like my defeat in the MEWC online qualification or the MEWC online round, I kind of decided, I might want to do a bit more practice and do it regularly. And I think since then I have on average like 1 day a case, and I try by now to be on the fix to do 1 case a day.
Oh, really?
I told myself 1 case a day keeps the LCQI away. I have no idea where the slogan came from, but just keep telling me this. And I kind of did until last week when the first battles of the season started. This week I was a bit not that active, but I hope to pick it up the pace this weekend or over the next weeks.
That's good. 1 case a day keeps the LCQR away. I have to remember that. Is there actually something you train specifically, some like special technique, or do you say, okay, I want to train for this special circumstances or map cases, for example, currently?
Yeah, I sometimes think I should do, but I don't really do. I mean, I had for quite a few times, especially also like when I started with this entire thing, I thought to myself, I wanna. I looked at my lambda library and thought, I want this, and this as a lambda, including a complete rework of my map and maze and stuff like that lambdas. Which I then actually provided. So in the beginning of my training phase, I thought to myself, I wanted to do a bit more lambda practice, but by now I'm like more in the feeling I have a pretty solid lambda set. I don't think I have like a great map lambda set, especially map, but besides that, I think I have a pretty solid one. But with maps, I'm currently in the process of stealing Hayden's map lambda. He knows it. He agrees to it. He shares it with everyone, but I'm not yet there that I would ever use this in a competition for any specific use case, other like a simple, not Leonard Banana, but Bear Island or Ship the World kind of case with a simple maze. In this case, I might use it, but besides that, I wouldn't use it in a competition yet. So I just pray that it doesn't come up any complex map stuff at the moment, or if it comes up, do it with like probably the circle of reference way, or depending on what comes up and what I have available.
Yeah, maybe something new we never have seen before. Let's see.
Yeah, maybe.
Are there actually cases that are more appealing to you, that you like more, that you're better at, or are you generally like dynamically available to do all cases?
I think I'm generally available to do most of the cases, and it's then on like a per case base what case I do like. I think what my personal sweet spot is like medium hard cases, or like cases that tend to be like difficult, but nothing like completely new out of the world. Because I think I'm pretty good at. There's been a similar-ish technique anywhere in a case, either used by me or I saw it in a video, and then being able to apply this technique to a similar-ish case. So I really think that this is where I'm pretty good. Not that great at innovating new things, especially like on the fly in a competition. So I think I would have done poorly on Lana Banana the first time it came out, because I simply had like no idea or had no idea of this dynamic programming way of doing things. But as soon as kind of you pick this up and then like adapt it to other circumstances, I think that's where I'm pretty good. And I also think that maybe that's true, but also when thinking back at all of my kind of live streams instances, and also when playing on the platform, I tend to be a fast solver of like the first few easy levels, because I think I'm a pretty fast typer and also a fast reader. Hopefully that's always the right thing, but I don't think I read better or worse than anyone else. We all read poorly sometimes, and we all skip sometimes the best part, and sometimes we skip everything that's right, and it's always difficult to skip it. But I think I'm able to skip most of it and have like a bit of experience by now that I can decide what's best to skip and what not.
Yeah, and actually, let's talk a little bit about competing. If you always in those rounds and also in Vegas, okay, in Vegas you also get like these papers with some text on it, but then let's say after you see the introduction video and you haven't seen any paper stuff before, so let's assume that's not available in Vegas. What are your thoughts going in your head? So generally speaking, is it like, okay, which lambda could I use, or is it like, okay, what should my approach be, or let's play this game. You see a new case, the introduction video. What are your first thoughts?
I mean, I think if you only see the introduction video, it's more like Road to Las Vegas battle, and you have like this 1 or 2 minutes. I mean, by now it's like only 2 minutes something to have available. With the 2 minutes, I don't really build any lambdas at the moment. I did this back in FlexiQuiz times, where you had like up to 50 minutes, depending on when you get the link, to build lambdas. Back then I did it. Completely inspired by the sommelier case of Dim. Huge shout out. This case is, this video still blows my mind. So that's unbelievable what Dim did there with lambdas, especially in like this few minutes. So I don't do this anymore, but I do kind of rewatch a few parts and think how the structure looks like. Because as soon as I get the case, I really tend to jump into the level straight and don't read the general instructions or look at the data. So I really try to get a sense of the data and of the entire structure, or what the case or what possible later levels could look like based on the case animation video. And I think that's pretty solid from what I get, from what info I get out of there. So that's kind of how I approach it. As soon as I get the video, just get a sense of what this case is about, and then jump right into it as soon as I have the file.
So you can actually, Benni, you have a special skill too. You can answer 2 questions in one answer. because actually I also wanted to talk about what is done when you have then the case file, but you said already, okay, I jump right into it. No data looking, no looking at the general instructions, and I'm team don't use general instructions. These all should be on the level, but I think there are different teams in case design, but that's another topic. But generally speaking, I don't want to talk about all techniques in the specific, but to get your experience from a good competitor, what technical approach are you using on like the first levels, later levels? Are you doing everything with a robot, or what is your general technical setup regarding Excel and cases?
Yeah, I was a strong data table fan up until somewhat sometime last year, and then I gradually evolved to do more single cell things, and because you simply can scale it better. Of course, you can collapse everything with a robot, and also if this is like applicable, do it. By now, I think my main strategy is do everything single cell as long as this is doable in a reasonable time. If it's not doable in a reasonable time, look if you can kind of lay it out in just this one row, and then either collapse it manually or collapse it with a robot. And if that's also not completely feasible because you simply need a more complex 2D logic or anything like that, then just immediately switch to a data table and take your workings that you already have with you. So that's like the main thing. Just switch to a data table approach. I think you asked me initially what my last case was. I think the parking space, I don't think you have done it, but I think it was a great example for this. It had like 9 levels, I think, and the first 6 or 7 I either did completely single cell or more table work, because it had like 2 tables of data, and I did most of it in one of the single tables. But then as soon as it was pretty difficult because you had like to check a few different things for different times, I decided, yeah, that's too complex to the logic. I switched to a data table. So I switched for level 8, I think it was, to a data table.
Yeah, interesting. I think there are different teams out there, different approaches, and it's always interesting to hear the different approaches, because I wouldn't say there's one specific approach fitting all, and also all people. Some people tend to do like all data tables. Some people are doing a mixed approach. I think Dim is currently doing most of it single cell approach. I think Jean is also hard advocate for single cell, but yeah, there's no golden rule, so to say. But
no, I think maybe I think single cell has like the higher better possibility, or like is easier, or not easier, but it's like the higher reward but also the higher risk, I would say. Whereas data table is like a more balanced approach, but this is in general. So
yeah, but I think that's a good summary of both approaches. But you have also competed, I think I said 3 seasons, and also you did MECC finals in 2023 live in Arizona. You did MEWC and MEC finals, or semi-finals for the MEWC in Vegas in 2024, and the MECC finals in 2025 in Vegas. So you have a lot of competition experience. How does it feel to compete, especially on stage in Vegas? Because some people like it, some people not. How is it for you?
I have 3 trophies here next to me. A first and a third and a 4th place from MECC. So that's of course great. I mean, we talked a lot about this, Julian and I personally, about the different experiences when competing, and I really I think first of all, up until last year, I would have said I really love it to be on stage, and it's great, and it kind of pushes me and gives me a lot of self-confidence being on stage and hearing everything. But of course, and I still think that's kind of the point. But you can still make errors, small errors, that can cost you hugely, and it might be more difficult to spot those small errors if you're on stage. Maybe that's my learning from 2025, and I kind of need to be more aware of this specific issue. But in general speaking, I really love it to be on stage because you are surrounded by a lot of Excel enthusiasts, and you already made it on stage, which at least means you are in a semi-final or in a quarterfinal for MEWC. So I really think you don't have anything to lose. So I really like it to be on stage and to compete there. And so that's personally my positive experience with it.
And so your feelings, you're more driven by the environment is then different from your like competing for a Road to Las Vegas round at home, right?
Yeah, I mean it's something completely different. I mean, I don't think it's like in the sense of what I'm doing in Excel. I don't think there's anything completely different, but from the entire atmosphere, it's something completely different that you can't really compare with each other. So yeah, it's something different. And I personally, I think I've been on one live stream like online, and I'm already qualified, so I won't be on another live stream for this Las Vegas season. Right. I mean, I'm happy that I'm qualified, but I would have loved to be on another live stream. But and I mean, my first and only online live stream was a complete disaster. But that's a story for another topic, and maybe also a bit of a learning, a lot of learning that happened for me in this case.
But generally speaking, I have to like say sorry for that in advance, but I also told you this question will come up. So your 2024 season, you became like the MECC champion. You also nearly got into the finals of the Microsoft Excel World Championships. The season went super well, but 2025 was also decent and way better what I did and what most other competitors did, but not as good as before. So what went wrong, Benni? Or was it like something you do not have to say anything about?
I mean, you have the under 25 trophy.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you are the best under 25. That's no prize money, I know this. But I got prize money for my fourth MECC, and you ranked better in MEWC than MECC, something I could just dream of, because then I would be on the podium every single time. But I don't think I would say the season went worse in 2025 than 2024, because or season as in the Road to Las Vegas season, because I finished 16th in the world ranking, or 15th depending on who you ask, because I think it's like I was the same place with someone else. I don't know. Was it Lorenzo? Maybe it was Lorenzo. But so I finished like 15, 16, and if you would have like recalculated the Road to Las Vegas ranking for 2024, I would have finished roughly the same spot. And I think also from my experience of doing cases at home, and also the competition cases, and compare myself, and also I did like the play along for the online qualification runs, and I would have beaten both Lorenzo and Dimon. It's probably a crap, but it doesn't matter because I wasn't in the competition anymore at this point. But that's a story for another time. Yeah, I really think that a lot of small mistakes costed me a lot in the finals and in the run up to the finals. I mean, everybody knows there's like small mistakes, and I simply had the issue that I couldn't figure them out, like the small-ish mistakes that would have cost me both the qualification for the MEWC. In the LCQI, I simply misread the how in what turn numbers, and thought how often, instead of sum the turn numbers, count the turn numbers. So that's what costed me the qualification for the qualification round. And also in advance to that, in the online rounds, I simply used a completely overcomplicated solution. So I kind of feel that I am better than my Las Vegas results showed, even though I still finished fourth in MECC, but also in the finals, it was a bit of a difficult case, and I had a lot of issues with locking cell references and marking the right range and stuff like that, which is horrible, but yeah, it simply happens. And with the 2026 season start now behind and winning the MEWC Brazil round, my first ever win on like a worldwide, not
Oh,
MECC
really?
stage.
So I was before you?
Yeah.
I won
Did you win
Chile.
anything
I won
before?
Chile. I have won
Oh.
Chile like...
Oh, yeah. Congratulations there.
Yeah, it was like, I never solved the case fully. I have to do a video about it. And I think Tim wasn't competing.
Yeah,
So
congratulations. You have been the first. I mean, I think it was like a huge setup. I mean, Peter Schal was second, Tim was third, so it was like a pretty solid, and also behind that a huge of strong competitors. So that's like my first ever win on a worldwide stage, and also with the 15 or 16 place in the first Road to Las Vegas battle. That's perfectly fine, and this kind of gives me a bit more self-confidence right now in preparation for Amsterdam and then Las Vegas, of course.
that's good. That's good. I think you will be at least the best Austrian competitor. That's...
I mean, there was one Road to Las Vegas case I know that I wasn't the best Austrian.
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it was Jörg, or I think it was Jörg or Adam, and one of those two that finished better in. I have no idea what case it was.
It was a long time ago.
I also kind of for MEWC I had like I mean I also competed in all. I think I competed in all Road to Las Vegas battles besides 2, which I was the case of. So I competed in all Road to Las Vegas battles ever. Which I don't know how many people, but I don't think a lot of people did. So also in my first year, I did poorly in the MEWC online qualification round, and more or less didn't qualify for the MEWC. So maybe it's doing 1 year good and 1 year bad. So this year is good. So
this is good again.
Yeah.
Great to hear. Great to hear. You're also using Excel at work, right? At least a bit.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, at least a bit, of course. Only if I go fancy, I do anything that is remotely on the same difficult level of the Excel Esports competitions. But only if I could create.
Is there actually something you've picked up in Excel Esports that you later then transferred into like work or other professional stuff you did in Excel?
I mean, I really think that the fact that you are simply able to do things in Excel, that you can do a lot of things in Excel, and also that you are able to do them quickly, because reading under pressure is an important skill of MEWC that's also transferable to a lot of different things professionally as well. And in addition to that, of course, you can do so many things with Excel, and you can do them quickly, and you can do them professionally and stuff like that. So I really think that doing Excel Esports has pushed my Excel to I never expected either Excel to be able to do this, and not even me, and not at all me to be able to do this. So I really think that this has also helped me in professional life.
And the other way around, is there some like special skill you either gained at work or outside or your other life outside of Excel, if there is any, that's contributing to your success in Excel Esports, or the other way around?
I mean, I won a Brazilian case because I'm a football fan.
Right.
So, kinda, I would say. I don't think anything like specific. I mean, of course, I was also at school, for example, or at university, someone that's like in exams and stuff like that, that's like pretty fast or pretty quick and stuff like that. So I really think that this then he helps me, and also learning how to write fast. I learned it in school. Is helping me, and so yeah, I think some skills, of course, you don't learn anything in your life for Excel Esports. Nobody does this, and everything you learn in life can be helpful, or most of it can be helpful in Excel Esports.
So you actually can type with 10 fingers?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not able to do this. I'm too slow in that regard. Yeah,
but maybe in contrast to that, I really do think I do not use a lot of shortcuts, to be honest, in Excel. So, I mean, of course, I use a few, but I really don't use a lot of shortcuts and use the mouse quite often compared to a few other competitors, I would say. But yeah, I think that's also something I've never kind of changed, and I'm still able, because I don't think a few milliseconds of switching to the mouse and back will save or cost you an entire round.
Yeah, I also think that it's overhyped in a general term, that you should not use the mouse. If you see like other competitors in Excel Esports doing it, then I would say it's the pinnacle of Excel usage, also in a time-sensitive manner. It was like helping to cool down and say, okay, I can use the mouse as well. So yeah. But let's turn a little bit back in time. I think 3 years ago or something around that. What was your way into Excel Esports? How did you know about this? What was then your spark to compete? Tell me a little bit about this.
I mean, it was actually 2 years and 2 months, I think, because I started competing in 2022 because I saw a TikTok video about Excel being an esport, and I just sent this to a few of my friends, including Philip, who is now an co-organizer for this kind of thing. Greetings to him at this point. And I just thought, that sounds fun, and I can do a few things in Excel. Let's just sign up. And then I Googled it and realized, yeah, the World Championship is just over, or it's just, I think it just finished, and it was like Andrew Nice's second win. And then I searched and found out it was like organized by this Financial Modeling World Cup competition and organization. And I just decided there's also this Financial Modeling World Cup, but I'm not into financial modeling, but maybe let's just sign up. So I decided to sign up for this, for the last stage of the FMWC in 2022, which was my first ever Excel competition. Before that, I did the one financial modeling case on their homepage. It was free at this point. And this was about modeling any kind of tournament. I don't know what exactly it was, but since I'm like a sports fan and modeling tournaments, and kind of it was a bit something like the Brazil case that I just won. So I liked this one. So I decided, let's just sign up. And then I competed in this financial modeling round, and I liked it. So I finished 100 of 200 back at this point. And then later on, I don't know if I signed. No, I don't think I signed up immediately for the entire Financial Modeling World Cup, but I think I followed FMWC and MEWC like on social media. And then one day, I think I was traveling home by train. It was a Wednesday, and I got like the message, tomorrow is the first Road to Las Vegas Excel Esport battle. And I thought, oh, now it's Excel Esport already. And I bought the like only ticket for this specific battle. And decided to compete, and it was a whack-a-mole case from Deschal, I think. An incredible hard case, and I did levels 1 and 2, I think, and partial solve of level 3. But I still thought, it's pretty solid. And then watched like the immediate aftermath, the live stream, and I saw almost nobody in the live stream was beating my score. And then immediately after the published the results in the live stream, and I finished in the results they published in the live stream on 8th place in my first ever Excel Esports battle. And back then they also had prize money for you to Las Vegas, so I was like for the first 3, I was like a small amount of spots away from prize money and qualifying for the MEWC. So I immediately thought, yeah, I can do this, of course, as it looks. And decided, sign up for the entire season, and so I signed up. If you look back at this entire results bracket, I did it a few days ago. It's interesting to see who finished where there. I think it was Czech's best result ever. I think she finished 6th or something like that.
Kennedy, right?
This Road to Las Vegas battle.
Kennedy,
yeah. And also, Kennedy, yeah. And also, if you look at most of the names, either they do not compete anymore, or they are simply nowhere close to the top anymore.
Mm.
Of course, people like them are still there and competed back then. I think Michael Jarman won this round, actually. But yeah, then I was hooked. I think I screwed the entire rest of the Las Vegas season up, but I still was hooked and competed. And then, but my competing back then was, it's once a month. I get a case file and I just do it, and I do not prepare anything specifically, and I do not learn anything for this or watch any YouTube videos or anything like this. Or maybe I started watching a few YouTube videos after this, and then I mentioned it before, I was for the last Road to Las Vegas battle of this year in the live stream. And I competed there, and it was the grocery shopping somewhat case, which was a difficult-ish case, but I think it is a case you definitely need dynamic arrays and especially the filter functions. And I simply had no idea dynamic arrays and or the filter function in Excel existed. And this is a difficult combination, I would say. So I screwed up kind of. I think I finished 3rd, not last, at least from the live stream. So immediately after the live and the day after the live stream, I sat down and looked what could I have done better. And this was like the first time ever I sit down after a round, not on a case day, and analyzed what could I have done better. And I watched YouTube videos and stuff like that. And this really decided, there's this entire new thing of Excel with dynamic arrays and stuff like that I've never used before. And that sounds interesting. So I think this was the moment I decided to look into it a bit more. And then also a few weeks later, I finished, surprised for myself as well, by far first in the MECC online qualification round, and kind of was in the top 20 guaranteed already after like the first round, that qualified for the in-person final in Tucson with flights paid and hotel paid. And at this point I was like, is this a scam, this entire MECC Excel Esports thing? Because no way they are paying me to fly to the US just because I did some things here in Excel and I don't really spend that much time in it. How can I be among like the world's best? But it turned out it's not a scam, and so I fly to Tucson and competed there, finished 3rd behind Patrick. Who won this year, and it was great meeting so many people. I also got a picture of them back there, and meeting so many people, including Julian. I think you were the 2nd person ever I met in person from the Excel Esports community. I met Agnieszka the day before at the bus stop in Tucson. She was the first. So meeting so many new people and getting like a feeling of this community really decided that I want to do this more, and this then decided to gradually develop into spending more time in it and competing more. yeah, so this was like how I got into this kind of thing.
Is there something you would say to a new joiner or someone thinking about, okay, joining Excel Esports? What you would say to them, either some inspiration if they have like fucked up their first round, or something like, okay, let's try it. I also tried it. I thought I was good, but I was even better than expected, or something like that, or why they should join as well.
I mean, I think it's a completely different kind of way if you join now versus you joined in 2022, 2021 in that time. So like the early times where the entire community was like too developed and stuff like that. So I really think the most important thing is to join and to compete and try to develop. And there are so many people, for example, Jackson, that simply started competing out of nowhere and are now among the world best. So there's definitely a chance that you can be among them as well. And so, and even if you are not among the world's best, you can still join us and compete and have fun, because it makes fun, or it is fun, and you learn a lot of it. At least if you kind of watch a few solves on how you can solve this thing behind there, you will be maybe you will be amazed by what Excel is capable of. I probably think you will, and it's not like magic in a sense of way. At least that's how I would feel it. So. Yeah, what Bo does is magic. That's
Yes.
for sure. But but he's also a wizard, so what he does is magic. But yeah, I watched YouTube videos back then from Dim, and I had like literally no idea what the hell is he doing. And by now I understand most of it, what he's doing in his videos. I still don't think I would be able to do most of this in like a competition, but I understand it if I see it. So that's a win. So you really learn a lot, and just join us, and also join the community. Reach out to any one of the fellow competitors, because we are like a welcoming community, and you can learn a lot. And there are no like bad questions or anything, or stupid questions. Just join us, compete, and you will eventually do good. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents.
Great advice. Great advice. Here, and I think you're not only a competitor, Benny. You're also, since around 8 months or something like that, you're also the organizer for a local chapter of Excel Esports. You're the founder and CEO, somehow, if it would be a company, of the DACH Local Chapter. Why did you decide to start a German-speaking local chapter?
My official title is president.
That sounds even better than CEO.
My official title is president of the financial modeling DACH corporation, not corporation, but
association,
community.
I think.
I have no idea. Association, yeah, it's Verein in German. I don't think Vereinsrecht is a lot of common in other parts of the world. But yeah, mainly it was because Shaw in Las Vegas in 2024 said to me, yeah, you already were the case. I expect that you do a few things for the German-speaking community. So he kind of said this. I don't know if he meant it as a joke or as a real approach. And I decided, yeah, that sounds like something that could be fun, and also community building for like the German region. And yeah, I then reached out to the FMWC team about, yeah, I could do a local chapter. I mean, I asked Andrew Grigorjanovic at the after party if I were to start a local chapter. I know there are local chapters in the different countries. Most of them are like only one country, but I mean, I'm from Austria. I don't think a local chapter for Austria would make sense, but a local chapter for like the entire German-speaking region would make sense. And he was like, "Yeah, sounds like a great idea." So I reached out to him and the FMWC team afterwards, or after Vegas, and yeah, that's how it eventually evolved into this local chapter. I think we had a great first season, and we're already looking for a second season, and we'll definitely have already found a few competitors that are new to the sports, which is a success at least of the chapter, and hopefully we can bring a few of them also to the world stage and maybe find the German Ha.
Well, we have Shaw, who is like a German
We have
Ha.
Shaw, but the local chapter didn't find Shaw. Shaw was
True.
already
That's
there.
true. That's true. He
And
was already
in the semifinal.
he was already a top
And
competitor.
I kind of beat him in 2024 in the semifinals because I was 7 in my semifinal and he was 8. So
yeah. But now he's playing.
I took this as a victory, but by now he is among the top 5, I would say, in the world.
Yeah. I think there's still, and he also admitted there's. Oh, I don't want to publish here anything, but he will probably also be on the interview. So let's wait for him being here on stage and in the spotlight.
Looking forward to watch and or hear that.
Yes. But anyways, why should someone start a local chapter? I think I heard some rumors about some French-speaking local chapters or some US chapter. Why should someone create a local chapter?
I mean, I kind of feel obligated to say only the positive things here.
No, also we are here on ourselves. Also share like the mental workload and everything else. Please be open.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is a shit ton of work, especially like setting up and figuring everything out in the beginning and trying to get everything rolling. So really would recommend to not think, definitely think carefully before you start it, but be positive about it and just start and reach out and work on from there, but also like immediately start to get a team. I mean, we know we have a lot, not a lot, but a few French competitors for French. So if you start a local chapter, think about having a few people on your team so you can immediately split the workload, and then also try to start not as small as possible, but with a small local chapter. I think we started with like 2 online qualification rounds, and then we had 1 in-person final. I mean, an in-person final is great, and I really think that this kind of adds to the entire experience and should be the target of the first year. And then, try to reach out to sponsors and hope that you find some of them, and then you can already work your way away from that. So if you want to think about starting a chapter, you can just give me or Klinsmann or anyone else, or of course the UK team, for example, that have started a local chapter, a simple message or call, and just talk about this and what are like the expectations and stuff like that.
And you say you started small, but what is your long-term vision for the DACH local chapter? If you have any.
I mean, I think the long-term vision should be that the DACH chapter is like one of the. I think that the really long-term vision is like something you already kind of tried with the DACH Excel Open in Leipzig last year, to have like the local chapters acting as 2 pillars. On one side, you have like the local chapters as like a local regional competition to bring in new people into this community. But on the other side, I really think that the local chapters should also be open to everyone across the globe and be like a second competition surrounding everything. I'm thinking kind of into the direction of like tennis, for example, where you of course have like the Grand Slams and a few like smaller tournaments, and I kind of think like we have the World Championship is like the most important tournament, but then we have like a few smaller tournaments that also like have the most like have the best in the world competing in them, and then also have like a bit of relevance into the international scene. This is like the international side of the competition. And on the other side, I really think that there should be something that we already see, like in Brazil, we had like over 100 or 150 something local participants. And I really think that Brazil did like a huge job, because when they started the local chapter, Klinsmann was the only Brazilian participant, and by now we have a few strong competitors. Nobody like at the top of the world, but a lot in like the top 50, top 100, top 30 of the world from Brazil, and that's probably almost completely due to the work of Klinsmann and what's the name of the other? I just can't. Leander. Sorry.
Leander, yeah.
Sorry for that. Leander, Klinsmann and Leander. That's probably most of their work, and I kind of have this vision also for like the DACH region to have like a strong local competition, and in addition to that, like a broad, long-term regional competition for everybody in the world.
Yeah, I think that's something doable, and let's hope that we can bring it on. And also, if you want to sign up for the DACH chapter, you can do. It's cheap for internationals and for people from the DACH region, so Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Luxembourg, and some smaller German-speaking regions. It's free of charge. So yeah, you should actually, if you haven't signed up yet, do it, please. That was the advertising.
Excel-Esports.de.
Yeah, I think on YouTube.
Teilnahme.
On YouTube, I will ping it somewhere in the corners.
Click the link in the description.
Yeah. So I think one last question before the speech round, and it's a question a little bit besides from all the current stuff. What was your single favorite moment from either traveling for Excel Esports or competing in Excel Esports, or everything else that has something to do with Excel Esports? What was or is your most favorite memory?
I think the greatest moment is and will be for quite some time be the moment when I competed in the MECC finals in 2024 in the finals, and I skipped level 6, moved to level 7. And Giles, as the commentator, said, "Oh, Benny's looking at level 7. That's definitely the hardest level of the case." And I kind of hear this in the sense of the case, and realize he said, "Yeah, that's the hardest one." And I think, no, it's not the hardest one. Level 6 is the hardest one. And then I kind of mark the very hard and the hard one. I really think that this is for me personally. I mean, it was within a competition with this kind of circumstances, talking to Giles. This was such a great moment, and I think I watched the recording of this, and also talked to Giles, and he also finds this so hilarious, this moment. So I really think that this is like maybe the best moment of Excel Esports I personally had.
Yeah. I was sitting there, I think not so far away from you, and hearing like Giles in the background and you pinpointing that out. So I always also remember that moment. I thought let's end with what I've called a speech round. So actually your answers should be short. I think some answers might be a little bit more longer, or you want to add something to this, as it might be controversial or not, I don't know. But yeah, try as long as possible and as short as possible and as long as necessary, so to say. So I will start.
I will try. I have no idea what kind of questions you have.
Yeah, that's the
I'm looking forward.
That's the trap here. Lambda usage in Excel Esports, yes or no?
Yes. Strong. Yes.
Yeah, strong yes. That's great. That's good. And how many lambdas do you have? Not
70,
exactly.
I think, at the moment.
70.
Yeah, I think 70, 80, I think, something like that.
That's more than I expected. And what lambda are you using most, either in competition or at work or else?
I think the most used lambda is probably something simple, either like count A, which is simple most of, or like split text, something like that. I think that's like the most used lambdas.
Is Excel Esports a sport for you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think I just yes or no, and my first reaction was yes. And this round is called speed run, so I just stay with yes.
Okay. That's a you can argue. I think at a certain point we also have to argue about if it's esports, if it's sports, what it is. But I take your yes as an answer. And you're also a competitor in both MECC, so the student version, and MEWC, which is like the global version most people know about. If you could only choose one, and let's say you can stay a student for as long as you wish, would you rather compete in the MEWC or the MECC?
I mean, my honest answer is MEWC. I've won the MECC already, and I think at least in the last year and years maybe, the MECC developed into a direction that is certainly right, but with, like, I would say a better focus or more focus on the teams competition and not so much on the individual, which I don't think is like the right approach, and no, I don't want to say right approach, but not the approach I am like best suited for, because I'm competing as an individual, not as a team. And also this kind of like the entire energy and community of the MEWC. And I mean, maybe and probably competing in the MEC is better in terms of prize money and money and kind of like things like that. But I think this is not something that is, at least now, changing the world for me. So I would choose MEWC.
Okay. Long answer, but I expected that.
Yeah. I mean, I could have just said MEWC, but I just think I needed to explain it a bit more, my reasoning behind it.
Yeah. What is your favorite all-time case?
Bear Island. I think, yeah, Bear Island. It inspired me to ship the world, and it's like a great combination of data and then map stuff, which, I mean, by now it's easy, but back then it was some crazy. So yeah, I and also like the team and the topics. So huge shout out Peter Schal, I think. Or Harry Siders. I almost always confuse them, because back then all of the cases were written by either one of them, but I think it was Peter. Yeah, great case. So Bear Island.
I think you answered that before, at least in some parts. But would you rather face a super fast case, or something like doable 20 minutes full scores and multiple full scores, or a super complex case, let's say the simple case?
If you ask me, let's say the simple case, I would choose every other case ahead of the simple case.
Like the simple case. Like the simple case.
But yeah, but let's say Lana goes ice skating instead of the simple case as an example. I think I would pick the first one, because it gives you a better feel, or like the shorter one because it gives you like a feeling. I don't think it makes more fun, but I think I would definitely pick the first one, because I also think I'm someone that's like fast, but I also hate it if it's like a small error can cost you everything and you don't have a full solve or full score because you just locked something out or misread a bonus question, and then lose everything. But I think I would still pick the first one.
Okay. Which country would you like to have an Excel Esports competition in? And let's say the flight and accommodation is paid or at least covered by some prize money.
I mean, I always wanted to travel to Australia, so and I think that would be the perfect opportunity. So and also I think Australia is something possible because I mean we have like US, Europe, and kind of Asia Pacific as like our main spots of competitions. So yeah, I would love to have a competition in Australia, and there is rumor that we have a local chapter in Australia.
Oh, really?
So maybe.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think there's rumor.
Let's see. Or visit the Bobergs in New Zealand, which is nearby.
Yeah, I mean, of course, nearby and in a specific way, but of course, I really huge shout out to the Bobergs. I think they're one of my most favorite other competitors, and I really loved seeing them again in Vegas. So definitely would stop by in New Zealand maybe if I would ever be in that region.
Let's see. Pivot tables. Love them or hate them?
More hate them.
More hate?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I definitely more hate than love. But I don't think I would say, if you ask me what's your opinion on pivot tables, I wouldn't say I hate them, but I definitely wouldn't say I love them. So in more of a sense, I hate them because I think you can do almost everything with a formula way that you can do with a pivot table by now.
Pivot by.
More my way. So yeah, for example, I mean not only pivot by, because there are like a few different kind of things that you can't necessarily do with pivot by, but I think you could do most of it with formula or a combination of formulas that you can do with a pivot table.
Okay, yeah, I expected some stronger opinion here, but maybe it's only my influence on that one.
I mean, what's your opinion, or is it like a special episode that you ask the
question myself?
Quick questions yourself, speed round questions yourself.
Well, I would more or less say hate them because in like the practical work, and also my colleagues, they love them because they are like super simple, and then you track there in something and magically you've solved everything. But as you said, everything can basically be done without pivot tables. Until now, we did not have an auto refresh, and I think I did 1 or 2 FMWC rounds with pivot tables partially, and I did not notice that I should recalculate them, which was costing me a few points. So yeah, I would more say hate them because everything can be done with something else, but I also see the advantages. So yeah. But the last question,
we saw at the DACH finals and the DACH second qualification round a pivot table used. So I think at the second qualification round and also in the finals. So maybe my cases have written to use pivot tables. So in a somewhat sense, I love them and don't want to say it, but because I write cases, you can use them for. Maybe let's look.
I will try in your next case.
To my next case.
Yeah, I will try.
Good luck. Good luck. Hopefully not in the competition.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you hate pivot tables, then you might not want to try them in a case in a competition and be forced to use them. But
doesn't need
it's
that
up to you how you do it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that I'm not able to use them properly most of the time.
Yeah.
A last question for the short round. And it's a creative question, as we are all creative. If Excel were a superhero, which function would be its power?
Which pivot tables?
It's not a function.
No. Not a function. Pivot by no. That's a great question. I think the main advantage of Excel is that it's like so versatile. So I don't think it's like one specific function, but like the entire subset of it. And I think the lambda function is kind of the perfect example. I mean, alone it wouldn't do anything, but in combination it can do wonders. So, and I really think that with a single function, as long as you are not Elliot Patterson and solve cases with only XLOOKUP, with a single function you can't do anything, or not anything, but not many things in Excel, but with a combination. I think Lambda kind of encapsulates this idea. So maybe let's say Lambda, but I'm looking forward to asking this question to a lot of other people and hearing their maybe more creative answers.
Let's see. Yeah, and I think with that we're at least done for the questions. Do you want to ask some final words, Benni, or want to have a shout out to other persons than, I think, Dim, Elliot, the Bobergs, and a lot of other competitors?
I mean, I mentioned a few in this talk. Greetings to. I won't say any names by now, but most of the people watching this, you can feel talk to you. So you shout out to everyone else for being this great community and being so together and making this esports sport or whatever it is called or competition such a fun place. And of course, sign up for MEWC DACH. We already mentioned it. Cheap for internationals, free for DACHs. So yeah, and hopefully see you either in Amsterdam at the finals of DACH somewhere, at the UK finals maybe. I think I will travel there as well this year again, or in Las Vegas, or sometimes else whenever you're in Austria.
Great. Thank you, Benni, that you were the first guest in the interview. And yeah, also to you viewers or listeners, thank you that you took your time with us. And I only have one thing left. Excel. Bye.
This was the interview, putting Excel Esports in the spotlight, hanging out with Benjamin Weber. Just like in German, you said that right. MEWC champion 2024 from Austria. Took it to the top, built the DACH chapter, made it local, turned a spreadsheet into a stage that rocks. To every grinder with a grid and a dream, your formula might be the next big scene. Stay sharp, stay curious, keep that file safe tight. Thanks for listening to the interview. I'm your host, signing off this time. Stay bold, stay Excel, stay you until next.